This Coors Light tastes good.
Yeah, I'm drinking a White Claw hard seltzer. I hate grapefruit, but I figured I'd put this one down first.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Friday beers.
Episode 2 of Post Hunt Clarity. I'm Gabe Denzian, and Ben Resnick is here with me.
I am.
Currently in his basement, having a couple brews, and figured we'd make another episode. So we left off last time talking about just some crazy stuff. Ben's deer, my North Dakota buck. Ben was shitting on the hunting public guys. And then
I watched it back. It wasn't that bad.
I watched both those episodes last night.
Oops.
Where it was...
No, I mean, I listened to ours.
Oh.
And it wasn't... Well, I didn't think I shit on them that hard.
It wasn't that bad, I don't think. It's
They
just
can
real,
take
though.
it.
It's just the thing. Like, everybody has opinions on stuff, and I think they're good hunters. But, no, I mean, it was what? Nick, Andrew, and then Ted, and they were hunting in North Dakota. Now, I did notice this year, every year in the past, I've always been like, hey, we're in this state, or we're in this state. This
They
year,
haven't
they
been
are
doing that.
not. You totally know where they're at, but they're like, just because I think people have been, like, giving them flack, like, hey, you're ruining my state, or whatever, because... So if you pay attention, you can totally figure out what states they are, especially with what seasons are going on. But I noticed that for a fact that they're not telling people what state they're in.
Yeah. Yeah, I did notice that, but I don't know. I don't think I'd ever go just like pick another state to go to just because they went there. Unless they had like a crazy experience where for like
35 bucks.
Yeah, for like 5 days straight
or something.
they had just booners around them. But
Yeah, that's just never the case.
yeah. All right. Well, what do you want to talk about today?
Let's talk about your tizzy attack with Broadheads this summer. And
Oh, boy.
just a little bit of background. So everybody knows Broadheads are a super controversial topic to talk about. Whether it's mechanicals, fixed heads, single bevel, double bevel, blah, 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 all that shit. I kind of went through it, not this summer, but last summer with my buddy Waylon. And I had always shot, I grew up shooting Montex. And then after that, I kind of switched to like G5 Havocs, had a good kill, shot one in the shoulder, no penetration, right? So then I switched to, I had some Grim Reapers that I've had good luck with and not good luck with. And then I've tried out like Ram Cats. As of the last 2 years, I've stuck with Dirt Naps, which is a single bevel, 2-blade with bleeders. Ben has traditionally, but you always started with fixed heads, right?
Well, I started shooting the like 6-packs of muzzies that you could buy.
Yeah, you just
not
build
the
them, right?
Yeah, not like the MX3s or MX4s, but that's just their generic like $40 for 6 broadheads, 90 grain heads, and like I had okay luck with those. But then I went to Montex, I think, after that. And I had a good experience with them, but couldn't get them to fly out of my bow the way I wanted to. Like, I could never get my field points and my broadheads together, which was probably not the broadheads' fault. I was like 15, so I had no clue how to tune a bow.
Sure.
Then I went to Trocars, shot those for several years. They weren't bad heads. They're not anything impressive. I don't know. And again, like had trouble getting them to fly even close to my field points. And then last year I tried to switch to Q80 Exoduses, which I love the heads, but I could not get them to fly good out of my bow at all. And then finally this year we tested everything. Like, broadheads are just one of those rabbit holes that you can go down, I believe. But I have a really hard problem of I go down the rabbit hole. Like, if they shoot good out of your bow, shoot them. That if they fly good and they're sharp, like, those are the only two things that matter. I don't think cutting diameter is that important. I don't think, like, I don't know, other stuff's that important. 3-blade versus 4. The problem is I still, like, go down that rabbit hole. So Gabe and I tested everything out of my bow this year. I bought a new bow. Couldn't get anything really to fly the way I wanted to at first. Probably could have screwed with it a little more, I guess. But eventually, like, the one broadhead that did fly really good just with the way I had my bow set up was Slick Tricks. So I'm shooting Slick Trick standard 100 grains this year. And it's kind of just, it's been a disaster until recently, which we can get into. kind of as the story progresses.
You went so far down that rabbit hole, dude. You ended up in fucking a wonderland.
Oh, like beyond that.
You were just... And it was crazy to me because I've been there, maybe not to that extent. But, like, I went through, let's test a couple and see what flies. And that started with me in Missouri because I switched to some Day 6 gear, which is a 2-blade. I shot the 125 Evo X. That was back when I wanted, like, I need a higher FOC, a little bit heavier arrow. And by heavy arrow, I mean, like, I'm sitting at 500 grains right now with a 125. And I don't see myself changing. But with that is, like, I always thought, expandables, if you get a broadside shot, there's no issue. If you want to test your, or push your luck and you want to start taking some quarter torch shots, even though some guys are like, never shoot a quarter torch deer. If that's your opinion, go fuck yourself. Like, just know your abilities, know your equipment, make conscious decisions. I mean, the only one that
shoot him in the guts, find him in the morning.
That's exactly it. Shoot him in the guts, find him in the morning. I know a lot of people that do that.
I just did it.
Unintentionally, though. Yeah, unintentionally.
I've never been an expandable guy. Like, that I will say, and it's just that fact of, like, I think you and I had this conversation before. Like, the wound channel is nice, like, when they work well, which I would say is, like, there's not that many times, or if I was going to shoot them, I'm not worried about them not expanding. Like, if you put the broadhead where they need to go, I think they're going to expand. And so the wound channel is nice, but my problem has always been, like, I stuck one deer in the shoulder once.
Yep.
Actually with a fixed blade, but I was only shooting 60 pounds at the time with a pretty light arrow setup. And, like, so I've always been, like, afraid of expandables for that penetration factor, I guess. Chris Stodola is now here. He's one of the BC Squared guys. And my girlfriend is texting me.
Howdy, boys. What's up?
Nothing that important.
Let's taste.
And so, yeah, I've always stayed away from expandables for that reason, but
you always threaten to switch to him, though. As soon
I
as you
do.
make a bad
Like,
shot, the first thing out of his mouth is like, "I'm shooting expandables next year."
I've definitely thought about it, but I mean, we'll see. You can make noise. We really don't care.
Oh, what expandable would you consider trying, if any?
Severs or Grim Reapers?
Grim Reapers, Severs, yeah.
I've thought about switching to Severs. That would be my first point, because I think you get, like, if you stick a deer right in the shoulder, like, yeah, it's not going to pivot all the way around that bone. Thanks.
I brought you one.
But, like, you get a rib bone or something like that, like, it's going to pivot around that somewhat, and I like the concept.
Would you ever try a Rage?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I'm anti-Rage. The only reason being I've never shot it. There's literally probably nothing wrong with the broadhead other than just, again, more controversial stories. I've talked to blood trackers that are like, 70% of the deer we've lost have been shot with Rages, but I know guys that live and breathe, like, Rage in the cage or nothing. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, to me, the guys that shoot Rage are the same guys that like driving Chevy trucks. I mean, they get a fucking bow tie tattoo on their chest, and they're like, "Oh man, Chevy or nothing." Like, it's the same thing with Rage guys. I just can't stand it. I think that's a simple fact.
You know the worst part about shooting Rages?
What?
Telling your parents you like to kiss guys.
That's why I don't shoot a Rage.
But I don't know. Do you want to get into my broadhead issues this year?
Yeah, so I'll just start off by mentioning to people that struggle with broadhead flight, 99.9% of the reason your arrow flies like shit is because your bow's not properly tuned. And it could be a very minor tweak one way or the other. It could be a simple rest, adjustment left or right. Broadheads fly good. It doesn't matter what they are. I mean, there's the occasional broadhead that's just absolute trash. But 99% of these fixed heads will fly good if your bow is tuned properly.
And just because what I guess I'll add is, like, you might take it to Shields or your local pro shop or wherever, and they might paper tune it. That doesn't mean your bow's tuned. It means your bow's tuned. It doesn't mean it's tuned to broadheads.
Or tuned to you specifically.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Like, you might get broadheads, start shooting broadheads, and still have to move your rest a little bit here or there to get your field points and your broadheads to hit together. But yeah, so I guess you want me to tell
yeah, I
my
was gonna
issues.
say we sat down at the I don't even know what you started with. What broadhead were you?
I don't
shooting
know.
that you were
We
it was a QAD. You were excited to shoot, and then you're like,
we shot the
this is
QAD, we shot Montex, we shot Trocars, we shot those two different kind of Ramcats Gabe has. I shot dirt naps. Then finally, I found Slick Tricks at home. You gave me like a day 6 to try.
I gave you like 4 different heads to try.
Yeah. That thing shot so bad out of my bow. I missed the target and lost it.
I know. I was like, dang, it's one of my most expensive products.
Yeah.
Like $60 a piece, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's all good. He's like, yeah, I went over the fence somewhere.
But
Did you say it was in the lake?
I think so. I think it's in the lake somewhere out there.
He floated my arrow.
But
Some poor walleye is gonna get
yeah. So finally, I got Slick Tricks to shoot good, and like I had to make a couple rest adjustments, but I really liked the way they were flying. And then shot for a while, and it was getting close to season, and I'm like, okay, I need to make 1 or 2 more like rest adjustments just through shooting through time. And finally, I had them perfect. I'm like, I've never had broadheads shoot this good out of my bow. Well, then I got the really smart idea that like my field points were shooting like 2 inches, maybe 3 inches right of my field or of my broadheads at 40 yards. And so I'm like, I'm going to screw with it. And this is mid-season. This is like a week after opener. And then it's just been a mess ever since. I couldn't get it any better. So I thought I moved my rest back to where it was. It wasn't. I've had to move my rest like 6 or 7 times. I've been on the phone with Gabe like 15 times trying to figure out what the problem is. And I guess what I will say is like I screwed with it enough to the point where like now I've gotten it dialed in and I've seen that arrow fly enough that I've never been this confident in my bow setup.
When were you dicking with it? How long?
Literally for like the last like after I shot my deer, I've still screwed with it. Yeah, like I was confident in it. Like
shoot it this week for your trip, or have you been dicking?
I haven't. I've been shooting, but not dicking with it.
Still been dicking.
No, I haven't dicked with it in a couple
you
weeks now. But
you don't want to mess
No.
with it before your trip.
no, it's
Gary is like, oh, let's fuck.
no, it's
Tighten it in at Kansas. Last minute.
no, it's good now. But like even after I shot that deer, like I went out to the range and I'm like, this is flying weird. And I've had a couple other weird things happen. Like I had a practice head that I had shot so much that I think it was making my arrow wobble that I didn't really realize. But like now, like I said, I've kind of figured out how to practice specifically for bow hunting, and like I've seen that arrow fly enough that I'm super. I mean, you and I were talking about it when we shot the other day. Like I have no doubt in my mind that like if a deer walks out in front of me, like I'm going to make the shot I need to make. Now that doesn't mean that something weird couldn't still happen, or I won't make the shot I need to make. But I have the confidence that I'm going to.
You know that mechanically there wouldn't be any error on that side if something happened. It'd be a 99% chance that it was user error.
Yeah, and that's also what I'm saying though is like I have full confidence in my own ability to make the shot now. Like I started looking back as I was doing this. One of the like I said in the last episode, if you didn't listen to it, you should. Otherwise, you should maybe just kill yourself. But like I've had some bad experience.
Subscribe. Yeah, follow along.
I've had some bad experiences with shooting deer. Like Chris gave me shit all summer.
Oh,
because I wounded one last year.
If you're following BC Square Outdoors, you'll see Ben's adventures last summer, sighting in his bow with some, all throughout summer basically.
Yeah, well, no, I was just shooting.
Well, yeah, just shooting at the target and whatnot.
Yeah,
and you were actually dialed in, and then we.
Yeah, well, and bow hunting's one of those things like you need to practice a lot, right? Like I can shoot my rifle once to make sure it's sighted in before rifle hunting and go.
I had a good
deer.
topic for you guys.
Okay.
So I'm not a big bow hunter, right?
Right.
I don't know like jack shit about bow hunting at all. Sure. I probably couldn't even rig up a bow and shoot one. I just never done it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on crossbows?
No, I knew that was coming.
Oh my god! I just looked up at the stats today while I was.
What are
at
your
work.
thoughts? Like for I guess, experienced bow hunters switching to crossbows or newbies wanting to get into it?
I think.
Can I
crossbow
chime
hunters-
in first? Because I know your opinion's going to be really extreme.
No, it's not extreme at all. I love crossbow hunters. I think they're the.
Oh. Well, then maybe mine's more extreme than
Yeah,
yours.
yours is probably more extreme.
Okay.
You think they're pussies?
No, I think...
This is gonna out people.
Yes.
Mine is gonna be more extreme. I promise you that.
Yes and no. Like, I'm an avid, like... I mean, we were talking about it the other day with, like, shooting deer, right? Like, if you want to shoot what you want to shoot. And just be proud of it. Don't come to me and say, like, oh, man, he's not the biggest deer, but my freezer's... Like, just be proud of the deer you shot. You know what I mean? If you want to shoot a spike, shoot a spike. I don't care.
So you think the same
Just
with
be
crossbows?
proud of it. So my point is, and I feel like they're kind of along the same lines of, like...
Own up
if,
to it.
If you want to get into hunting and, like, shooting a crossbow is what's going to get you into hunting, shoot a crossbow. That's
Yeah,
fine.
Just admit you have no balls.
Like, I'm a big fan of people just getting into the sport, right? But I also think at the same time, it's kind of just a cop-out of, like, I don't have the discipline to practice. You know, I'm going to shoot this crossbow because I can shoot a deer at 60 yards, and it's like shooting a rifle, and I don't ever need to practice.
I don't have the time to practice and be in the woods that much. So
Yeah.
I need to execute when it counts. Well,
If anybody's
hunting's not for you,
if
then.
anybody has that excuse, who is it that you know that wouldn't have time to shoot a bow?
no one, because I'm like
Me is my like.
Yeah,
I'm
you
fucking
work a lot.
I'm
Yeah.
swamped at work all the time, and I shoot a traditional vertical bow.
You don't shoot a traditional.
Traditional compound bow is. I shoot a vertical bow is what I'm trying to say.
That's
Well,
not gonna use,
traditional
that's
would be
not
like
gonna
a
use a
I
long
make my
bow.
own arrow.
Yeah, like he's
I
got,
make
like,
my
a
own
feather
arrow.
in his ear and he's wearing a diaper around his waist.
Long bow just turns her sideways.
TP Tom over here.
So I looked at stats today. Literally, this is weird that you brought this up. Wisconsin is updating their deer harvest results daily, which is something cool. Take a guess at the number of total deer killed between compound archery and then the total number of deer killed in 2023 so far. Season's been on not quite 2 months. Take a guess at what the numbers are.
What numbers?
For
percentage-wise?
total-
Compound versus crossbow.
No, total deer harvested for both. Like total number of deer harvested with compound or traditional, and then it's a different stat for crossbow. Total
Okay,
number
what
of
are
deer.
the total number of hunters? I guess
I can't tell you that
because I know roughly what they are for gun season, but I have no idea how many people bow hunt in Wisconsin.
You can
Wild-
estimate
wild
probably
guess.
Just, you could probably estimate just about the same. Just a little
I'm gonna
less.
guess it's like 10,000 for vertical bow and like 30 for compound
I was gonna guess opposite. I bet there's more
for
crossbows.
crossbow.
or for crossbows. I mean,
You think
yeah.
more crossbow?
More
hunters?
10,000 for like a vertical bow, compound, recurve, longbow, whatever it is, and then 30,000 for crossbow.
You're not terribly far off. It was just over 16,000 harvested in 2023 in Wisconsin so far this year. Today's November 3rd.
Yep.
16,000 deer with compound or vertical traditional archery. Crossbow is over 23,000
Yeah.
as of today. So there are more kills with a crossbow than there are with compound.
Yeah.
And you look at that, and they legalized it like crossbows for anybody, not just disabled or old people. In 2016, like the year I started working at Shields, and they took over, it was like for every 2 crossbows, we sold 1 regular compound bow.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me because you go on like the Wisconsin Bow Hunters, Wisconsin Rut Report, how many pictures of dead bucks are you seeing with guys posing in their crossbow?
Well, you probably get dudes like me who've never shot a bow in their life. It was like, well, you can get the rut just by going by in a crossbow. You can
Yeah,
get
and
them
that's
early.
the thing is I think your guys that are serious about hunting are shooting a compound bow.
No, I think that's correct because I know
So it's most of them.
I've seen very few pictures of guys like, hey, shot this with my crossbow. Like, there's been a
Yeah.
few, and they literally get torched on the internet. It is what it is. Like, I get it. But it's crazy to me that almost everyone, 22,000 kills. I mean, there's only a few people talking about how they actually hunt the crossbow. I think crossbow hunters are just quiet about it.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
wonder if it's the scrutiny that they'd face of,
yeah, it's probably the
what I
shame.
think is interesting to me is if you are a serious hunter who is like us, 24 to 40 years old, that can shoot a 60, 65, 70-pound bow. I get it if you're a serious hunter who's 70 and could only pull 45 pounds. Like, I'd be shooting a crossbow probably, too.
Yeah.
But if you're like us who can shoot 70 pounds or 65 or whatever, you did your research, you 100% would be shooting a compound bow. Because you have way more chance if you put the shot where it needs to be, or like if the shot is not where it needs to be, of killing that deer. You have way more compound energy from a compound bow than you do from a vertical bow. No, you're pulling less.
Yeah,
but the arrow's so much heavier that you have. So, like, if you shoot
I'm talking with the compound. You're pulling
with a compound, you're pulling
weight.
less weight.
Yeah, it's less weight. Like,
and you're shooting slower,
like
but you have so much more
sometimes.
arrow weight and length of arrow that you have actually more kinetic energy. So, like, if you shoot a
there's
buck,
a way longer power stroke on it too.
Yeah, if you shoot a buck with a crossbow in the shoulder, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
unless you're shooting that raven that shoots 10,000 feet per second. But
right.
even so, I'm like,
right.
there's a lot of wounded deer. I mean, it comes from both sides of the fence, so I don't know the exact stats on that.
My grandpa shoots a raven. Like, he physically cannot pull a bow back anymore. And so he has one of the new ravens that shoots, can't even keep strings on it because it shoots so fast.
Have you shot his crossbow a few times?
No, I had not this one. I've shot some of his older 10 points, but I mean, they're pretty crazy, like how fast they shoot and stuff. But he shot a big buck at 20 yards last year in Kansas, hit it in the shoulder, literally found like a couple drops of blood and
just
like
fucking walked off.
They jumped it like a mile later.
Oh.
Like, I mean, it's still, I'm sure it was, unless somebody else killed it, it's still alive to this day.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's, I 100% would choose to shoot, just from a killing standpoint, would choose to shoot a compound
better
bow.
kill percentage.
Okay, you want to be able to shoot 60 yards. Well, how about you just make your setup so that you don't have to shoot 60 yards?
Yeah, or take more ethical shots. Something like that.
Yeah.
So, throw you under the bus here. Do you think less of crossbow hunters? Like, straight up. Like, if some dude our age just sitting at the bar, he's like, oh man, just shot this 170, big buck, shot him at 80 yards with a crossbow. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Are you excited, or are you like, okay, you're kind of...
He's like all there, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's all there. I mean, he might swing on, for right field, but...
Yeah, I'm probably gonna think a little less of him. Like, if I'm being
the same
totally
guy
honest.
quote from last podcast, Ben saying, "Hey man, you shoot a small buck, you tell me about it. I'll congratulate you about
yeah,
your
this
buck."
is
But,
the guy
okay,
that,
but
that's
if you
like, I
shoot-
got $300. I'm gonna buy a Barnett.
I'm gonna
piece
be
of
happy
shit.
for him, but
I'm
like
not.
I don't know. To me, it's like if you go out and shoot a little buck with a compound bow, you still had to go out and find your spots. Well, let's take all that out of that. You still had to go shoot your bow, sight it in, practice enough to be able to make a lethal shot on the deer.
It's not even like all of that. Like the hardest thing is like the drawing cycle on a deer from
Yes.
a tree or from a blind. Like crossbow, it's already cocked, it's loaded. All you do is move slowly to point, aim, and touch off the trigger.
Right.
Like there are so many
drawing your
fundamentals
bow
to
back
archery.
in a tree when there's a buck in front of you is probably like the hardest part of the kill for them to not see you.
Oh, sure.
Like, I mean, you're literally like holding your bow out,
Right.
drawing. Like,
Yeah,
there's a lot of movement
in
there.
the tree. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing you and I talked about the other night while you were shooting is like how much a slight adjustment in your anchor point affects where your arrow hits the target.
Yeah.
Like when I was shooting, because it's super cold out right now, so I shot with my late season gear, and I noticed that like if I would shoot the way I sighted my bow in and shoot in the summer, my string would be hitting my forearm or catching on like my chest, the clothing, because I'm wearing so much gear.
Yeah.
So I tried shooting, and instead of like I'd pull back, pinch my shoulder blades, pull the string into my face, right? That's my anchor point. Well, now I have to pull back and kind of lean my face in like this. I'd shoot 3 inches right every time. And it literally, so I tried it, pulled back, pulled the string in, looked down, I'm like, okay, I'm clear, touch off, perfect. With a crossbow, all you have to do is lean into the scope. Wherever the crosshair
Point, aim,
is,
shoot.
that's
Point,
what I'm
aim,
saying.
squeeze,
Wherever
yeah.
the crossbow,
Yeah.
the crosshairs are, is where that bolt is going to hit. It doesn't matter.
That's a good topic to talk about, is practicing with your gear.
Well, yeah.
Shooting with your... I mean, I wouldn't have considered that because I'm not a bow hunter. You know?
Well, I never did. The only reason I did it again is because I knew last year, like, I threw on my Fanatic suit and a bunch of clothes, and I felt like the Michelin tire guy up in the tree.
Can't even bend your arm back.
Well, and I pulled back on it was like 12 degrees in November last year. I tried to pull back on just a freaking dink of a buck. Just an I was pissed. I'm like, I'm shooting whatever.
12 degrees for bow hunting. Welcome to Wisconsin.
Well, that's just in November, right? So other states it's still 60 degrees outside.
We have snow out.
You know, I woke up this morning, I'm like, well, am I ice fishing? Am I deer hunting today? Like, I don't know. So I went deer hunting. Tried to pull back on a buck. First of all, I couldn't get my bow back because I was cold. Then I ended up pinching myself, got myself in a better mental state. Pulled back on that deer, threw up my bow. I thought I had a good anchor point, and I shot way. Like, I just skimmed his back, and I ended up missing him again. And I'm like, I know for a fact, like, my string hit my clothing both
Is that spike you missed
well,
last
it wasn't
year?
bad. So, anyways, that's an absolute fucking crazy story. So I'm in the woods. We're hunting public. Waylon's with me, and there was some other kid. Like, his truck was parked there when we walked in, and I get a message on Instagram from this guy because my, Beagle Boy Outdoor sticker's on my truck. Hey, I'm hunting in here. Like, where are you guys at? And I'm like, so I sent him my Onyx pin. I'm like, I'm over here on this ridge. My buddy is on the same ridge 200 yards to the south of me. He texts back. He's like, oh, I'm only 120 yards south of your buddy. So I skim the back of this deer. He circles back around because I grunted him in. And he's like on the edge of a ridge. Mind you, this ridge drops down like 100 feet. We're kind of in bluff country. I shoot over this deer's back. That arrow flew like a half mile down the freaking ridge. Never to find again. This deer takes off. So I text Waylon. I'm like, he's coming, dude. He's coming. I get a text back, LOL, you shot at that thing. And I'm like, wow, dude, wow.
From the dude on Instagram?
No, from my buddy Waylon.
Oh, from Waylon. I was like, the dude just chirps you from your Beagle Boy Instagram.
No, he didn't. This dude didn't roast me, but this is where the story gets really
He's
good.
a spike running.
He was a basket 8-pointer.
Okay,
It was nice. No, he was like all of 70 inches, but runs by Waylon at like 40 yards. Waylon doesn't want to shoot it. Goes from me to Waylon straight down the ridge towards this other dude.
He dumped it.
Waylon hears, yeah! Like, dude, like, literally. So we got down. Him and I are like, whatever. Like, we didn't stop to talk or help this kid. But he messages me on Instagram like a day later. He's like, did you shoot at a deer? And I'm like, yeah, I shot at a deer. I'm like, no. I'm like, he was missing half his rack on one side, kind of. And he sends me a picture of the deer. He's like, man, I shot that deer. And I'm like, so you're no shit. That deer had a total of 3 arrows launched at him that morning. Like, literally, I shot twice, missed that thing. Goes down the ridge past another dude who could have easily probably shot this deer just to get smoked by some other. And he was tickled pink, and he posted a YouTube video.
The dude probably thought he was like storming Normandy.
Like, literally, he's just a year and a half year old buck. Like, he's got no idea. He's just all,
fresh
red rocket out.
Fresh out the womb with arrows flying at him.
But it was kind of cool because the dude films his own YouTube stuff like I do. So he posted the entire video, and I'm
So
just
did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. He didn't get the kill shot because the deer came in and he wasn't ready. But he got the recovery and, like, him filming it. And, like, he's like, man, this deer came, running over the hill. I didn't have time. I'm like, yeah, because it just got blasted by a freaking, dirt nap. I went just above his spine, like, through the backstrap. Like, it didn't graze the hair. Like, I still went through him.
Wrecked the loins for him.
Yeah, so I was just like, sorry, dude, it spoiled your back. I mean, he shot it within 30 minutes of when I shot that deer. That's what's so crazy about this story.
Speaking of backstrap and loins, I tried to eat the loin from my buck last night.
The gut steaks?
Mm-hmm.
Like the inner loin,
No,
right?
the back straps?
I had the inner loin.
After you gut shot that deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
threw it in the garbage.
Yeah, I did
just
too.
foul, just absolutely.
Will the actual loins be okay?
No, the back straps will be fine, but I call them the gut steaks, which is the actual loin. But I took the heart from that deer, and I smelled it in the bag, and it smelled like guts, so I put it in like a saltwater brine for like a day, hoping it would take it away. And that's what her and I were banking on for eating for dinner. I pulled it out. It smelled like shit, dude. So I tossed it straight
I'm worried
in
the
trash.
whole deer is gonna be. I'm worried the whole deer is gonna be
You
bad.
gut shoot a deer and whatever that stomach acid and like other like
Yeah,
whatever
clean
it smells like,
clean
it'll
it
taste
immediately
like.
and
It's
get it
just-
all out. And
Yeah.
Like even that, I don't know. Like you're better off bleaching the deer and taking a risk, dying from chemicals than you are from guts.
All I could think about while I was trying to eat it was Dahmer eating people.
Dahmer?
What that was like.
What? How does that even like?
eating rancid deer
Yeah.
raw.
All right,
Just like,
Chris,
oh,
I
Dahmer.
got a question I'm curious your take on.
as more so a rifle hunter, like you said, you've never bow hunted, which I'm not saying that in any way.
Yeah,
Like,
just never raised on it. Never got into it.
when you're a big fisher, like
Yeah.
you fish
Yeah.
through the winter.
we hold on the fishing content. So.
Yeah, and so what's your opinion on the new baiting ban on all the counties around us? So like we won't be able to bait this year for rifle hunting.
Well,
Might be able to masturbate.
yeah. The baiting ban. Is that still from the chronic wasting disease?
Yeah, it just came into effect on like October 5th.
Yeah, 'cause they-
Wasn't it legal
Sawyer.
last year?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
opened
it
up.
was
in
legal
Barron,
last year.
They
Yeah.
just
And
put
then-
the ban in
like
in
2 weeks ago,
October. Yeah, it's for Barron, Rusk, Sawyer, and Washburn County. So all 4 of the fucking counties.
Yeah, everything that we hunt, basically. Yeah. You know, corn's all natty. You know, it grows everywhere. Grows in
what
the
I'm saying,
forest,
golden acorns,
grows in
right?
the fields. Apple trees are all natty. That shit grows everywhere. So, I mean, you know,
I'm not a baiting guy in bow season,
you can still, like, you know, salt
but
late season.
rifle
you can still,
season,
like,
rifle season, I love throwing out a pile
Yeah,
of corn.
you know, you
Like,
still-
Chum or nothing.
you can
the
still
buck
chum,
my
you
dad
got-
shot last year was coming into corn.
Yeah, you know, you still salt block and molasses all your trees and shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like a huge out. You just
Well,
gotta go.
legally you can't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we
legally
don't
you
do
can't
that
even put out
anymore.
mineral.
Yeah. Natural salt rocks, you know.
You
Yeah.
can't do that either. I don't
Well,
think.
you find them naturally in the Blue Hills.
Yeah, they're
you know,
naturally in the
just
Blue Hills,
Licking
you
on
know.
some.
Suspicious rock and
Suspicious.
secret salty rock.
So do you think it's gonna
Yeah, I think it
hurt
sucks.
your ability to hunt this year?
Do I?
Are you gonna hunt this year?
Yeah, I'm gonna come up and
Now they canceled baiting them out.
we can't dump corn anymore. I'm not going. Yeah, fuck that. No, I'll still go out. I mean, most of my kills honestly haven't even been like right on the corn pile in the previous years. They just walk up, you know.
Yeah.
And like we hunt, I guess, pretty close to neighbors.
Well, the deer you shoot can hardly walk.
Well, fuck.
They still got milk on their
Yeah, they're still trying to get their feet under them.
Thanks for being proud of my deer boys.
I have
No, if
idea
you're proud
what
of
you
them,
shot. I have
I'm
no
proud
idea.
of them. It makes for good content on our outdoors page.
We're meat eaters. Yeah, no, I still go.
Can't eat the antlers. Right?
Yeah,
Can't eat the antlers. Yeah.
That's my number one pet peeve phrase.
yeah, that's what
the
every guy
hunting
that's
culture.
self-conscious of his
Everyone
deer
that shoots
says.
small deer can't eat.
They're like, can't eat the antlers. I'm like, the fuck you can't, dude. Like, you could make antler stew. Like my biggest pet peeve with that for guys that are like, had a big body, you can't eat the antlers. Take a 1.5-year-old buck. Granted, I've shot a bunch of them, but like I said, I own up to it. I shoot it because I want to shoot it, right? I'm not defending it with like, it had a big body. 1.5-year-old buck, 4.5-year-old buck. Which one has the biggest body 10 times out of 9 times?
The older ones.
The
The
4.5.
older
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna get more meat off of it anyways. Don't you dare fucking defend your small buck.
Well,
Yeah.
With the
Well, in a
fact-
1.5-year-old
best tasting buck like deer I've ever had, and
A Minnesota buck?
And if you're
that one
gonna,
was older.
Yeah, it was 6.5 years old. I thought it was tough as nails.
Oh, I thought that was way better than any.
but that's the thing though. Like
She likes to meat hard.
a 5.5-year-old or a 1.5-year-old, like if you're gonna shoot a buck, especially at this time of the year, they're both gonna be rutted up and taste like shit. So you know what I mean? Like there's no difference. Just practice a little bit. Well, no, never mind. I'm not gonna say that because I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite for what I said earlier about being proud of people's deer.
Stay proud.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. Like I said, I changed my opinion. Why? Because I'm not going to go preach, hey, only shoot mature deer. You know why? You know how many mature deer I shoot? Not like I shoot a few. I've shot way more 1.5-year-olds than probably anybody. Like, I know. Just because I like to kill shit. Like, maybe that's a problem with me, but like.
I don't get out enough though.
If it's the end of season and I don't want to burn a tag, I'm like, I don't care. But I'm not like, making a post saying, man, I know it's not big. Like, I think my post last year is I've shot 2 bucks now in the last 2 deer I killed. The first of that 2 was 187 incher. The next buck I killed was like 65 inches.
I think
Like, I
that,
literally.
It was also
like,
a sentimental deer as well.
well, yeah, but at the same time, it was
did you
first.
name it?
No,
Yeah,
it was the last. It was
Jerome.
the last deer shot on his grandma's property.
Elliot.
Oh.
Elliot, the deer from Open
He
Season.
was about that size,
Yeah.
but
We haven't. There's this
there was when I would go to Kansas, there was this deer named Elliot that had been there all 5 of the years, all 4 of the years I went, which was over a 5-year stretch. He was named Elliot because every year he was a spike, and he looked just like that buck from open season. But he was like a 6.5-year-old
grow up.
Like,
grow up.
he was a freaking booner for a spike.
He just literally had Lincoln logs on his head,
That's
just
what
like
it looked
fucking
like.
tree trunks.
That was like the ancient deer in Nebraska that walked by us at 5 years.
Yeah, we did have that mule deer that was.
We had a video of Elliot. We were going to pick Braden up from his stand one night, and he had a decoy out, and it was after dark at this point. And it's just our headlights pointed at Elliot, and he's on top of this decoy hump.
He's just like too delusional. He doesn't know what he's sticking his red rocket into anymore. It's like, really tight and dry this year.
My grandpa had a buck nut on his decoy that same year.
Gross.
Nutted right on it.
Oh, that's fun. A buck nut?
Yeah.
Buck nut. That sounds disgusting. Do you think it feels as good for them as it feels for us?
I don't know.
I think that's why they go absolutely ballistic for it.
Probably,
like
they only get it once or twice.
Well, that's what I'm
a year.
saying. Like, if you had a select window where your significant other was like, we can't do anything the entire 11 months out of the year, but you get like 20 days to like all you want, right? Like, are you gonna go buck wild?
Oh yeah, my neck could be all swollen up, and
So like all the like
my hair would be standing up.
You could wear doe pits.
the human rut practice is no nut November, but whitetail is like it's all you can nut buffet. It's just like
Oh, you can nut buffet.
I'm sorry.
Post hunt clarity.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, on that note, should we wrap it up and play some pool?
Yeah, we should probably get after it.
All right.
What's your question, Ben? I like how you leave off with a question every time.
Oh boy.
We had some great topics here. We had I don't know what you guys were talking about.
Broadhead
before I came in.
tizzies,
broadheads,
crossbows,
tips,
and why they're gay.
crossbows. Talked about shooting small deer again. That's just always
Whitetail
comes
deer
up.
porn, all of that stuff.
What's a good question that we can leave it off on?
We asked about their thoughts.
Oh, here's a good one. Drinking in the stand.
Oh boy, I can't answer this.
Really?
I'm a tree stand safety like.
All right,
Mentor.
Gabe doesn't have to answer. Have you ever taken a beer out to the stand with you? And I know you hunt out of like shacks sometimes. Like you guys have like
Dude,
old
old Green
campers.
Cheese is gonna be listening to this. You're gonna have the game warden show up at your door.
Yeah, my legal team would advise me not to answer this question.
Yeah.
It's illegal, so no.
No, I've never ever.
In theory,
had a
I've
beer.
heard that guys that shoot 187 inches crack open a bush light the morning that they shoot them.
Yeah.
So that's.
I
Yeah,
think
alright.
I'm more of a get absolutely hammered before.
Oh yeah, and just show up like still kind of drunk.
Just
like,
show up just
yeah.
being absolutely dead.
Yeah.
And then sitting in the stand absolutely just feeling like shit.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
Wisconsin
usually,
rifle season.
Yeah, usually half the time you gotta just go and take a shit before you
Yeah.
could even get a beer out in the stand.
That morning that happened.
What, shitting in the stand?
Well, besides that, no, like
That you shot your
That's
buck.
every time you go out.
that can of root beer, bush root beer, I cracked right at daylight in those bluffs. In it, like the Bush Light commercials, when you crack a can out, you know how it goes. I shit you not, it literally did that through the hills. Like it was so quiet that morning. I cracked that can and it like echoed through the freaking bluffs.
Called
like,
that spike right in.
every.
Called that 187 incher right in. He's got a freaking deer on his wall that looks like that, but it's a whitetail.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll wrap it up on that. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to my OnlyFans, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
See ya.